Holy shit, a dedicated Miata video. What's going on, guys? As you can tell by the title, I actually have a pretty solid video for you guys. Today, I will be assembling the motor of my Miata. Finally, all my parts came in. The reason it took so long was I was waiting for my oil pump. The shit's expensive, I apologize. But finally having a dedicated Miata video for you guys and to get to work on the motor. I just got off work. It is Sunday, October 21st, maybe. I have no idea what date it is. It's Sunday, and yes, I just got off work. I worked today, my day off, and I was off yesterday, but I worked yesterday, and I worked last weekend, and I'm working like 16, 15 days straight right now, or will be, and I'm tired. I'm very tired. But I'm very happy because I get to work on my car and get my motor done. So right now I'm off to Taylor Ray's house to pick up my head gasket because he borrowed my head gasket because he thought he might have needed it because he didn't have one, but he didn't need it because he actually found one. So I am off to go pick up my head gasket from him, and then I'm going home to assemble my motor. Yes. All right, so I'll see you guys in a second. I'll pick back up this video. Alright, just picked up my head gasket and spare head. It's in the back seat. I don't know if you can tell. It's behind me. And because I was letting Taylor Ray use it if he needed it, but he didn't need it, so it's all good now. So now I'm on my way to head home, and my buddy Sean, one of my really good friends, he was here when I disassembled my motor, and he helped me about that. And he's also, I asked him to come up and help me assemble my motor because he's done this before, and he built like a 270, 280 horsepower Miata, and it was a beast. It was so freaking fast. But he ended up wrecking it, long story short. But anyway, so he has experience with Miatas and he knows a lot about them. He's one of my really good friends, so I asked him to come help me. So he is at my house, and we are about to go assemble my motor. So let me head home and we'll jump right in the video. Dope. Sean! Sean!
What up?
Hey, build a motor?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, we got your bike.
You got me a bike?
Yeah. Alright, so right now we're just setting up all the stuff we need to deassemble this old block and assemble the new motor. So, it's gonna be dope. Okay, so old block, my new block, all bored out and machined. My new head that has all valve work and machined and cleaned. Internals. What else? Oh, it's my crankshaft. Alright, Sean, what do we do first? Old head? What? Old head. That's my roommate Chris and his girlfriend. He bought his girlfriend a bike. It's a TTR 225? 250? TTR 250. Teaching her how to ride. That's funny. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning the crank. Making sure I get all the surface rust off and all the surface debris. And basically I also cleaned where the crank sits right inside here. Just making sure it's good to go. Alright, get ready to put the crank on. I'm going to lube everything up with the engine assembly lube.
Yeah. I looked at mine, but I just thought that.
Alright, so what we're doing now is installing the ARP main cap studs, and we just use a little bit of assembly lube courtesy of ARP. They send you, and then just hand tightening all these studs down. They just need to be hand tightened. Alright, so what I'm doing now is putting the ACL race bearings on the main caps. So I'll do that real quick. So right now I'm putting the ARP lube on the ARP head studs. Forgot to do that earlier, so don't forget to put that on. Yeah, so this is a thrust washer, and these got little notches right here, and they go on a certain way, and they go on this way, using inwards. What the fuck is that going? Oh, there you go. Okay. That?
Yep, now slide the crank back the other way. There you go.
It's one.
There's one.
Good. Good to go. Put the chain cap on, the arrow facing the right way. So ARP also provides you with new washers and new bolts, or new nuts. Use those. So I'm torquing these 3 intervals to 60, so 20, 40, 60. And using this incredibly nice snap-on torque wrench, courtesy of Sean. Look at that. Oh my god, I think it's so nice. Whoop. So nice. So there's a correct sequence torquing this, and we're going in to out. Oh my god, that's so nice. Yeah, I've never used a snap-on torque wrench before. Oh my god, well worth it. That's such a nice torque wrench. How much does it go for?
$500.
$500. Jesus Christ. Let me show you my shitty Harbor Freight one. I don't even keep it in my main drawer of my toolbox because it's so shitty. Look at the comparison.
Digital angle torquing. It's got a backlight.
Jesus Christ.
Reverse torquing, angled, everything.
That shit. Nice.
Yeah. This one has memories if you want to remember to set something later.
God damn. Alright, Sean, teach us something.
So basically, a lot of new age, a lot of bolts now are stretch bolts. They don't want anybody doing this in the garage like they do, so you got to get the proper tools to do it. Basically, you find the angle. So once you set it to your proper torque, you'd end up find the angle of it. Let it zero out. It'll set still, and from that point, whenever it goes,
We'll focus on it anyway.
yeah. Once it shit, I moved it. Once it's at 0 degrees, then you'd actually do like another 90 degrees or 180 degrees. That gets the proper torque. These bolts just require just foot-pounds. There's no angle torquing here. And from that point, you can see it here. It'll start counting the degrees for you. So there's like 1 degree, 3 degrees, then it'll keep counting. So you could keep ratcheting the entire time. And it counts the degrees every time you get to that point instead of just doing one massive turn of 90 degrees. A lot of times you're in a tight area. You can't get the full 90 degrees. You just
sold me. And these are all 12-point sockets, by the way. These are 12 millimeter 12 points for all the main caps. Alright, so now we're about to assemble the pistons and get them on the rods and get them in the bottom end. And we're almost done with the bottom end after that. Alright, so we got the first circlip ring wrist pin in, and now I'm going to slide the actual wrist pin in. I think it's called the wrist pin. I don't even know. A little bit of lube. Okay, so we put the first circlip on, and then we lubed up the rod, and then put the dowel pin, wrist pin in through it with a bunch of lube, or engine assembly lube. And now I put the other side of the circlip on to lock it in place. Okay, so now we have all 4 pistons, wrist pins in all 4 pistons. Now we just need to put the last wrist pin locking clips in each one of these, and they'll be done. Alright, all 4 pistons are assembled, and now we're ready to put them on the crankshaft. Alright, so now I'm going to put all the ACL race bearings lubed up on all 4 pistons, and then put them inside here. Got a celebrity over right now, just pulled up. We got a celebrity!
Hey, we out here! Gang gang!
What's
How's it going, bro?
Oh, dude, what's going on? Doing some riding?
Dude, you put some stickers on there?
Yeah.
Sheesh!
Looking good, right?
Hey, we out here. Are you riding today?
No, I'm building a motor. Alright, so what we're doing now is you're going to install the rings on the pistons. Before you do that, you got to make sure they're in spec. So what Sean is doing is test fitting them.
Gapped properly.
Or yeah, it'd be gap correct, that's like what it is. Using the piston to make sure it's pushed down evenly. And then using a feeler gauge, you check and make sure the piston ring gap is in spec. And if it's not, you gotta grind it down and or slowly shave it down until it's in spec.
That's perfect.
That's good. It's one done out of how many?
Eight compression rings.
Eight. 8 of these things we gotta grind down and check. So yeah, so we're gonna do that real quick, and then I'll pick back up when we actually install the pistons. All right, so we already installed the first 3 pistons. I have 1 left, and I want to install the first 3 before I talk to you guys about how to do it, because I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm winging it with Sean's help. So first things first, install the rings. I got 2, a top ring, a bottom ring, and then an oil filter ring with 2 oil seating rings. So I want to put the oil one on first. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting the ring on. Oil ring goes on bottom. And then these 2 rings for the oil ring go on top and bottom of the oil ring inside. Let me put them on and I'll show you. Okay, so I got it all done now. Basically this is going to be the center right here. You want the oil opening ring here. The 2 top and bottom oil seating rings basically staggered on across like this. And then basically I have the bottom, the middle one opening right here in front, and the top one opening directly behind it. Basically you kind of want to like X them and like make them 180, and you don't want them to be on top of each other, but kind of just follow the directions. So it comes with directions, it's really easy. And basically another important step usually is the marking. There's markings on the rings, and the markings face upwards. And yeah, that's about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so we got this ring compressor tool from AutoZone. It was basically $10 to rent. And what you do is you tighten it on, and it compresses the rings real nice and tight. So it's easier to slide the cylinder on. And Sean's lubing it up. And I'm putting a lot of lube on mine just to be careful, and because my motor probably won't run for a little while. So I want to make sure it's nice and lubed up when I do start it. So the first 3 are already in, as you guys can see. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this, or Sean will demonstrate it. Basically you want to slide in, and also make sure the pistons the correct way. All 4 pistons, they have markings on them, and the marking should face to the front of the motor. That's a pretty important step. But the piston goes in like that, and then with the mallet, you just tap it in. Easy, just like that. And that's how you put a piston in. Yay, short block is done. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble all my ARP head studs and put them into the block so I can put the head on. Alright, so as you see behind me, we got all the ARP head studs in, but basically there's 2 dowels that basically locate, help locate when you put the head on the block, it seats it correctly, and these go inside 2 of the studs, and they're pretty bent and pretty bad, and we're kind of don't want to use these, we're kind of afraid to use them, so we may not be able to put the head on tonight. I might have to order some new dowel pins, but we're still going to move forward and keep buttoning up other things in the motor, probably install the oil pump, put the oil pan on, and hopefully keep moving forward, but that kind of sucks. Alright, so we're going to put on my new Boundary Engineering oil pump. I'm just put some gasket on it, liquid gasket. I'm going to put it on. Alright, so oil pump's on, the camera's about to die. It's really convenient because I had the old bolts inside the old oil pump. I just picked them back up in the correct holes and put them right inside where they should be. Really convenient. So torque them all down and new oil pump's on. Alright, so right now Sean's doing the front and rear main seals, and I'm just cleaning up the oil pan to get ready to put back on. So I'm probably going to time lapse this because we're getting tired and we want to just finish this up. pretty late. I'm about to call it a night. Engine's pretty far, oil pan's on, bottom end's done. Basically, just need to order some dowels probably for the head. But it's probably where I'm going to stop this video and pick it up and work on it probably this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks to Sean for helping me. Can't do it without him. And yeah, finally a dedicated Miata video. It's been a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment below. I will answer as much as I can to the greatest of my knowledge. And I will see you guys when I finish the motor in the next video. Later.